right?
Right.
So I'm like a 4.
Right.
Right? Who's stick compared to what?
Exactly.
You great, man. That was a great job today. Compared to what?
Compared to what?
Who are you comparing me to? Who are you evaluating me against?
Yeah.
Right? Because my standard is here. I want to play with the Giants.
Right.
Right? So I got to measure myself up against the Giants. And then I got to give myself a objective evaluation of myself.
Be honest with yourself.
You got to be honest, right?
Be honest with yourself.
Right? And stop comparing yourself to people who ain't on your level yet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If you're the smartest dude in your group, you need to get you a new group.
Yep.
Or you're on your way out.
Yep. A lot of things you're going to be hearing us say again because we're trying to get it in your brain.
Right.
So, understand that.
Definitely.
All right. Let's go.
Let's go to the next point, which was control your state. You got to control your state, right? There are certain states of mind, certain emotional states where you are more vulnerable, but even more so, more powerful in certain states as well.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, there are some states, like you said, that you're vulnerable.
Right.
And if you're in that, oh, woe is me, things aren't coming to fruition the way I thought so, then you're going to be in a state and you're going to be doing the right activities, but you're going to be doing it in the wrong state.
Yes.
And then if you're doing the right activities in the wrong state, you're not going to get the results you're looking for.
Nope.
But when you're doing the right activities with the right set of emotions, right, you're going to get the type of results you're looking for.
Right.
You know, I see people who go to the gym and they're doing the right thing by showing up to the gym. They're doing the right thing by being on that treadmill or lifting those weights, but they don't want to be there.
Right.
Right? They're in the wrong state.
Right.
So they're not giving full effort.
Right.
The intensity is not where it needs to be at. Yeah, they running on a treadmill, but that intensity is not where it needs to be at.
Right.
Right? So you got to learn how to control your state.
Right.
Right? There are some instances where I've been with a certain individual, and that person is typically pretty reserved, right? Reserved type of individual. But if you go to a football game with that same person who's quiet at the party, he quiet at the party.
Right.
Real shy. You go to a football game, his favorite team playing.
Right.
That dude jumping out of his seats.
Right.
He's screaming. He yelling. Ah! You know what I'm saying? He in a different state of mind.
Different
right.
person.
If I can get him to tap into that same state at work.
Right.
Oh. He gonna knock it out the park.
Yeah.
There are certain states where I would do things that I normally wouldn't do if I was in a different state.
Right.
You know what I mean? In my profession, it requires me to talk to strangers or go present in front of people I don't know. Right? If I'm going into that
environment
or into that presentation in a fearful state,
right,
I'm not going to deliver the goods.
Nope.
But if I go into that environment, my confidence is through the roof. Right? My emotions are on a positive. Right? I got positive emotions. I'm energized. I'm enthusiastic. Right? I'm in a different state of mind. The likelihood that I'm going to close that presentation or knock it out the park is more likely. Right? So you got to learn how to control your state.
Right.
Right? And you can tap into those states anytime you want to.
Right. Now that's when you become a professional.
Right. That's when you become a pro.
That's when you can say, hey, you know what? I'm right here. But as soon as you come across that, you change. Your mindset changes. You know where you are.
You flip the switch.
You know? I'm pretty sure people who play basketball, play sports, they do the same exact thing.
Right.
They can be a certain way and be laughing and joking, and then as soon as it's game time, it's over with. I don't know you. Right? We don't talk. We don't talk like that. I don't know you.
I don't know you. Like, you see what I'm saying? And that's one thing with MJ. I used to hear stories about Michael Jordan, how he would fabricate stories. He would somebody was talking about his mom and said this, that about him, and the person never said this.
Right.
But MJ created stories in his head and went out and told the media what somebody else said that person didn't say. Right. Why? Because that's what MJ needed to go to get himself to go out there and terrorize that guy. Right? He fabricated stories to control his state. Right? Mental toughness means you have the ability to manipulate your emotions in such a way that puts you in an environment or a state of mind that's conducive to peak performance. Yeah. Right? Mental toughness is the ability to manipulate your emotions in such a way that will put you in an emotional state where you're going to perform at peak levels. That's what Michael Jordan was doing. He was manipulating his emotions to put himself in a peak state of mind where he can go out there and dominate the court. Right? He created scenarios that wasn't true in reality, but they were true in his mind, right? And that put him in an ultra competitive mode, and he was able to go out there and deliver the goods.
No, we're not telling you to lie on people, okay?
don't go lying on your boss.
Yeah, don't go lie on
him. He said something about my mama, and he ain't say.
You got HR in there and everything. We're not talking about that.
Yeah, don't do that, right? Say it in your head if that's what you need to do to get yourself going, but don't go telling people blatant lies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Lie to yourself to get yourself in that state of mode if that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're talking about being great. And I always tell people knowledge is power. Like, I'm giving you knowledge right now. Me and Santiago, we're giving you a boatload of knowledge right now. But knowledge is power. But without fuel, it ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
Right? You can have a Lamborghini, 500 horsepower, right? Supercar in your garage, right? It's the most powerful machine on the planet. Right, but if ain't no gas in that car, it ain't going nowhere.
Right,
and that's the same thing with knowledge. If you don't have emotional energy tied behind that, you ain't going nowhere.
Because a lot of times that'll knock us out because of our attitude or how we feel, or hey, you know, my spouse is not treating me. We got into a fight today, so I don't really feel like doing nothing. You can't do that.
Right.
You got to be great. You got to let things go. You got to fill your mind with something else, and hey, you got to go out there and get it.
Right, you got to know how to turn it on.
You got to know how to turn it on.
I can flip the switch. Just like you walk in the room and flip that light switch, you got to flip those emotional switches.
That's
just
a pro.
Like that.
That's a pro. And if you research any pros, anybody who's doing it in the game, period, they can do that.
And you already kind of got that. I mean, if any of you guys listen are parents, y'all know how to flip that switch back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
You ever been yelling at your kid?
Oh, yeah.
Cussing them out. Just going to town on them, right?
Right.
And the phone ring. Hello?
Yeah.
This is the Robinson resident. 2 seconds ago, you was yelling at the kid, telling him all this and that, whatever.
He's ready to go.
But you flipped it.
Yeah.
Immediately. That phone call, Robinson residents. Oh, yes. You know, so you guys already know how to do that.
You just got to focus.
You just got to focus that. And put yourself in position to go out there and win with that. Next point. Mentally prepare every day. We kind of just talked about that.
Yeah, we did that.
We just really did that. The next one was develop a relentless solution focus. So basically, you got to be solution oriented. There are going to be times where adversities come up, challenges comes up, things are going to throw hiccups in your walk, in your path, right? You got to have a solution-based focus. Okay, yeah, that happened. You going to dwell on that, or you going to immediately look for a solution?
Right.
And we see this a lot. You know, relationships, you dwell on the past.
Right.
Okay, that happened. Okay, what's the solution?
Right.
Right. You got to develop a solution-based.
Right.
Things are not going to go your way all the time. It's not going to be a smooth sailing. It's not going to be easy street. You know, there are things that are going to pop up. And you need to have a solution-based thought process.
Right.
Bam, this happened. What I need to do to fix it?
You need to think about it before it happens.
There you go.
Because when you think about it before it happens, then you already have the solution before the problem comes, and that's how you become great.
Right.
Because we want you to be great.
Right.
That's why we keep saying for you to be great, and you can do whatever you need to do, but just be great at it.
Right.
But when you're able to have that ability to think on your feet, to be able to, when problems come, because look, when I grew up, I always had problems. You know, I'm not saying I gave problems, but things happen. I had got a car, couldn't afford the car insurance, you know, so I couldn't get the car insurance. I couldn't drive the car when I wanted to. It's always going to be something.
Right.
But you have to put in your mind, you have to set your mind, you have to be the type of person where when problems come up, you just look at them and say, okay, what will we do next?
Right.
And then that way, that'll cause you to go a whole lot further than anybody else, because when other people are worrying about that problem, you're already gone to the next.
Right.
You're on the next thing. You're on the next solution. So that's very important. That's a big key right there.
Right. And big problems have big paydays attached to it.
Oh yeah.
If you can solve a problem, it's got a big payday. It's got a big reward attached to it.
Right.